Seeing lots of interesting things here at Printing United. I'm sort of walking around. I've come across a company I've known for a long time, Caldera, and Sebastian, you've agreed to have a chat with me, so thanks for that. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Sébastien Hanssens. I'm in charge of marketing at Caldera.
So how long have you been with the company?
Almost 20 years.
Oh, wow, good long time. Okay. And you're based over in France?
Yes, I'm based at the headquarters in Strasbourg.
Yeah. So just give me just a brief overview of the company and sort of where you are now.
Okay, so Caldera has been developing software for print and cut, digital technologies for now over 30 years, almost 35 years, with customers around the world. So here at the show, we're showing our legacy RIP, okay? RIP that we're known for, easy to use interface, out-of-the-box color, good color management, works for brands. We have customers, like I said, all around the world, with an international team speaking multiple languages. Go to the US, go to Europe.
You still have a strong customer base, Sebastian. I know that it's a competitive market, obviously, and a lot of machines have their own bit. But you still sort of do well because of the specialism of what you provide?
Yes, I think, it's, we tend to think a lot about the machines, but there's also the software component that's important. So a print shop will have like what we call a flag of the software. They're going to be a Caldera software. And then they're going to add different machines, but they won't switch the software. So they're very faithful to the software. They have the workflow set up. They have the color management set up. So the software really is a good component or an important component of what they need to do because they need to deliver. They need the machines up and running. So it's important. They're only making money. They're only making profits if they're up and running printing. So there's the hardware and the software that are super important.
And the loyalty of the software. I mean, I was speaking to a hardware person, actually. He said that sometimes it's the software, the workflow is more important than the output device, even because that's what people want and expect and learn how to use.
Well, you have to imagine that, the printers, they're trained on the software. So if you go back and you think even design, we're so used to Adobe, for example, that it's difficult to switch to something else. So if you're used to Windows or Mac, or should I say Word or Excel, and then you're all of a sudden on Mac and you're using their software. And I think, so the RIP is kind of the same. It's difficult to switch from one RIP to the other. People are trained on one RIP, and they're going to aggregate. They might have multiple RIPs, so that's something that's specific to one market. A printer might have multiple RIPs that coexist, and they're going to have one champion on one and one champion on the other. But it's like you said, software is important, and they will also knock on the software door saying, "Hey, my color is wrong," or "My machine's not printing." So
everyone blame everyone else, isn't they? So 30 years, 20 years yourself. I mean, how has the market changed, particularly over the last couple of years for figuring the software out? Well,
I think, being in the market 20 years, it was all about machine performance and the new technologies, new inks, latex, UV, solvent, everything's gone more ecological also. And then now the machines, everybody's fast. It used to be, how fast is a machine? How can the RIP get it faster? How can the RIP files faster? So it's good quality. Today now they're exploring new applications. DTF is big, okay, because that's something really new. You don't have to spend too much time. It's less complicated than what we used to see in the past. So you can now print and iron and get good color and get good durability. And really, brands are looking into that. That's good for the screen printing.
What is what is it that your customers really love about Caldera?
So Caldera, we're Mac and Linux. That's one thing that's interesting. So we have a good Mac base, Linux base, and why we chose those is about performance. So we're one of probably the fastest RIP engine. Okay, we RIP really fast. So when you're doing really huge graphics, big graphics, and you're a big print shop with those type of customers, you want that speed of processing, and you want the color. So we're well known for an easy-to-use color profiling software with a wizard that gets you the colors up and running fast, so you can create your own profile. And then I want to say, innovation, but innovation because we're always talking to our customers and we take into account, hey, how can we make your life? We recently launched Prime Center, which is a new way of thinking about it, okay? Where we're trying to create the pre-press tool because now it's important to be able to prepare files. We always talk about the RIP saying, okay, that's the one driving the printer, taking a design file, and interpreting the color, the rendering, making the file bigger because you're going to put it on a building, because we're developing or creating it in a grand format size, it's smaller size. So that's what the RIP does. But then there were more tools like tiling, like nesting, like being able to compose layouts, or that kind of things. And so we started to talk to our customers, and we reworked a new engine called Prime Center, which sits above the RIP. It's RIP agnostic, works with all the leading RIPs, and does a lot of the file preparation. You can automate it, and that's really something new. So if I go back to the software analogy, it helps you do actions or scripts or recipes where you're going to have an input file. You're going to be able to add prop marks. You're going to be able to add barcodes, and that for all the leading cutting systems or printing systems. So you can automate all of that instead of having someone doing the tedious manual task. I have to apply a bunch of presets. Here it's automated, and you can send it to the different RIPs, and they're prepared to on the different cutters and the printers, and that's something new.
Well, and I can see it makes sense, doesn't it, to have something that's not dependent on any particular hardware or software or anything. So yeah, and how is that been quite successful? When was it launched? Just earlier this year.
Yeah, about 2-3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Now it's taking off. It's a change.
Yeah.
It's a change in the way that you're doing things, because you might have a pre-press manager that's different from the production manager. It used to be one guy does it all, and then it depends on the configuration. So people are busy printing.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily, they want to talk about workflow and automation, but do we have the time, to sit and try to improve our companies and take that time and concentrate on saying, okay, sit down and say, how can I make everything better?
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Now, look, we need to talk about being here in the US. Always think of you as a European company. Are you fairly big in America, or is this something that you're kind of working towards?
US is one of our primary markets, like the other, printer manufacturers and cutter manufacturers that are stronger in Europe because that's where we're from, but we have an American team that's good in the US, growing there. We have a very strong customer base, again, Mac and Linux there. I know that some magazines do the top 100 American companies or top 10, so we have 40% of the top 20 big wide format companies using Caldera, so we're proud of that. And the market is very fragmented. There's going to be smaller companies, medium, large, extra large, so it all depends.
And are you a regular attender of this exhibition?
Oh yeah, we've been here for 30 years.
Oh, okay. So what is it about this show then that's really important?
Well, I think it's the Central American show where everybody comes. So in Europe we have FESPA, and in the United States people go to Printing United, which was formerly SGIA.
Yeah. So
it's the biggest graphic show in the US. So you're going to have all the customers coming and checking out the new technologies. And what I think about the trade shows is people really want to see the stuff. Yeah. And that's particular to our market. You have to go to a show to see the prints, to see the colors, to see what's being produced. It's not something you can really do remote or digitally. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's good to have one show where everybody comes, where you can see the different machines, where you can see the different software and all the applications, because it's just so creative.
There's loads of really good stuff and loads of people. So yeah, look, good luck.
So
Hope show as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff for you to talk about.
It's a real pleasure. Thank you, Sébastien.
Pleasure,
talking
Jack.
to me.